Are you recording now, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
That's the best part. I love that beginning of just the fucking story about your kid. It's awesome.
I had a feeling.
I'll edit out whatever.
I didn't even think of that until you said
that's
it.
so good. It's actually funny. If it wasn't for my wife, I'd still be living in Nova Scotia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if I still live there, then the game shop doesn't happen, and Nate and Brayson never happen, and
I never would've met Brayson.
Also, this never happens.
This never happened.
Which is crazy.
I wouldn't have met you at all.
No.
I wouldn't have known who you are.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I so bad didn't want to leave Nova Scotia, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
But
and you got a lot of buddies through that, eh?
A shitload, actually. Doing that game shop, like, they always say making friends after high school is almost impossible.
Yep, said that, yeah.
And so many friendships out of that game shop have happened. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you came from. That's where you came from. That's where those other two guys came from. Like, so many guys that... And it's weird. Like, that's not common to make friends.
Oh, Lord.
And that also doesn't happen.
Yeah.
If I stay there.
Another thing I was thinking of today as we were texting. Remember back in the game shop, though, too, when it used to be, like, hanging out just happened so easily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this winter has been the biggest bag of dicks. Like, I'm not even busy yet. Like, once this whole restriction thing lifts, me and my wife are going out. We're doing shit. We're watching movies. We're going to Winnipeg. And then I'll be busy. But until that, like, it's just weird how it was so easy then. But that was your job.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And I had nowhere else to go. So I would just go there.
It just like, man.
Well, you weren't married yet either.
I wasn't at the beginning, no. So it still worked. It didn't matter if I was married or not. That didn't make any difference.
But it's still something to think about. Like, when I met you, were you engaged yet? I don't even know if you were.
I was engaged I would have got engaged pretty much like right now. It would have been 5 years ago now.
Yeah, still wasn't part of the wedding party. Let's make that damn clear now. I was not.
You did come to my wedding, and you were gracious enough to be the first one to leave.
Was I the first one to leave?
No. You did leave early, though.
Young kids.
Exactly. They need their sleep.
If I was part of the wedding party, I would have stayed later. But no. Not that I think about it ever, but no.
You know what one of my favorite things in life is? Just guilt. Just
throwing guilt?
Oh, on me. I love it. Just overall. Spurting my shoulders. They're strong.
Yeah.
My shoulders are...
There's such big shoulders you got there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fiery one.
This will be a fiery one.
It's like, shit, I've known this guy 3 months. He doesn't pick me for his wedding party. This is bullshit.
If we have kids, when they're 20, you're going to be telling them, he didn't even have me at his wedding party.
He didn't even pick me at his wedding party.
The pain.
The pain is right up to here.
Like to here or to here?
No, right up to here.
Oh, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You know what?
That's where the pain level is.
Wow.
You want to know something, Kai? I wasn't even invited to his wedding.
Ooh. Neither was I.
Ooh, that's a good one. You were in diapers still.
I was.
Yeah, well, you were too busy.
With my best friend.
Eating pizza, playing Guitar Hero, probably.
Whoa. And a lot of World of Warcraft.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just a pussy.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
No. So how long did you finish? Like, when did you start chapter 6?
Yesterday around maybe 4.
Oh, so you put in hours.
Well, 4. Then I took a little break, went to my parents, and then from like 7 until 12, and then from 10 to about 1:30 today.
Would you say it's been a bit rushed or no?
It didn't feel rushed.
Because
like
you didn't play. You had all week and you didn't pick.
Yeah,
it up
I didn't play it at all. But no, I didn't feel rushed at all.
No.
Well, we might as well include that. Once we're going, let's say that we're going now.
Yeah, I want to assume that we're going.
Then should we do the intro?
So yeah, you have to have an intro after.
Welcome to the Haircast.
Yeah.
I am Dustin. Working drank.
Still Mr. Wall.
Mr. Wall?
I'm also Kai Duke.
What do you mean also?
Well, also.
You think there's another Kai Duick in the room or what?
In the room, maybe.
You're like that guy at the shop that would talk to himself.
Yeah.
And then talk to himself.
Yeah.
I'm also Kai Duke.
I'm Kai Duke. I'm also Kai Duke.
Oh, man. That game shop just brought the weirdest people into it.
It brought the weirdest things out of me.
It took the weird out of everybody and just put it out there for everybody. It was a legit business, right?
Core certified.
So enter chapter 6. Man, you know what? It's weird because when was the last time I played? We finished Friday. We finished almost the exact same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I finished Friday.
I finished before you because I knew my weekend was gonna be bullshit.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to finish everything like before the weekend. So I finished it and I kept on asking you guys, where are you at? Where are you at?
I finished maybe an hour after.
Yeah, that was very close. I had a hard time at the end actually.
Yeah.
But we'll get there.
Yeah. But the thing is, so now it's Monday, so it's been Saturday, Sunday, like those 2-3 days. I'm kind of like, I'm not really. Kai, at least he's fresh.
Well, I'm about
and you might have a good
fresh.
memory. Yeah. I just scrolled through the chapters on the guide here. I'm like, well, I'm gonna try my hardest here.
Well, you wrote notes at least.
I wrote some notes. See, I don't really understand them all, but whatever.
See, I wish I did do the writing notes thing.
One thing I heard from our last podcast, I don't know if I want to do this a ton, but like just like some corrections. Dragon Quest I said that it was developed by Square.
Yes.
It was actually developed by Chunsoft.
Oh.
And it was published by Enix.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, if you're going to go back and watch the video when you said that, you'll see me just sitting there quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not sure if I want to correct you, but in my head it was wrong.
You knew it was wrong.
Okay.
That just sounded weird to me.
So I
did
caught
the respectful thing.
But I was quiet. You won't see me agree with you when you go back.
You can correct. That's fine. But another thing we never mentioned, I don't know if we should mention it now or what, but I wanted to say that I had almost all my characters in the back row this game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's something I did. I couldn't tell the difference between damage much. Like when I was playing Ox, he was in the front row. But if anyone had any sort of range damage, they were in the back row. Like Ryu or whatever with his boomerang.
Yeah.
I had him in the back row. I think he had the same amount of damage as the front row.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But did they take less damage back there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I only ever had my healer in the back row.
Really?
That was it.
Yeah, I had them in the back row. I noticed that as I was watching it or playing it. Also, that's something I should mention. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, how about you, Kai? Did you?
I did what every person does that plays an RPG and puts physical damage guys in the front. Who have the most health and defense, because obviously the guys in the front row, generally in these kinds of games, get attacked more. And, they can take it, and then I would have everyone else in the back.
Do they get attacked more for being in the front row or for being in the top position?
I think in the front row.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. My healer was getting attacked all the damn time.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes,
even in the back row.
I had certain bosses that just would not stop attacking the wing girl. They would not stop.
So what happened in Chapter 6? Right at the beginning. The forces of Dark Dragons are turned back from Prima. Gobi receives his license and sphere.
Ah, yes. And he turns into big fish.
Yeah, which allows him to turn into big fish. So now we can swim underwater.
Unfortunately, your hopes and dreams were dashed, and he did not just take off it and was a normal human being.
I had that at the end of my notes. He did not take off his head at the end of the game.
Yes, unfortunately, he was actually a fish man.
He was legit, Mr. Fish Guy. And and when you're Mr. Big Fish, you don't get those random encounters.
No.
Eh?
That was nice. That was super nice.
And also, what was it, Karn? He also got a fuse that allows him to be in a form. I had to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I looked it up first.
Yeah, I had lists of things.
It only worked underwater.
His second one.
So you could only use. I never used it.
Doof.
Oh, that was his big one. Where he was breaking or pushing super hard.
What was it? It's Shin, then something, then Doof, and then Pima or whatever.
I think I have it here.
Yeah.
I only got. I assume he had more, but I only got 2 of his.
He had 4 in total.
Oh, I only got 2.
The important thing is, did you get the good one?
Oh yeah, that was Debo.
Debo.
No,
yeah.
that I never got.
Okay.
Yeah,
that one.
Doof made him a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
got.
he could push the
Doof.
big shit.
Yeah, I never used Doof in battle.
I didn't either. I only used them like because I got the next
Puka
one.
right
the
after.
Puka like pretty close after.
Well, what did that combine?
That was
You didn't get that one?
No.
that was the best form that he could get.
That combined now Ox as well.
It was Ox, Bow, and Fish Guy
And Karn.
into Karn.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That made him really strong.
he was basically a little flying dragon dude. And you know, like those.
Then he had like 750 HP.
Yeah, well, mine at top I think had 870 or something.
Oh.
And
Jeez, that I never.
he
got.
would hit damage cap sometimes.
Oh yeah, he
Really?
would
Yeah.
roll on a ball
He would
and
roll on a ball, and
What?
like his strike would do damage cap.
like 999.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he could with that like special form can open like those stone things in like walls or whatever that had like the dragon head on there on the overworld.
That's how.
That's
you do
how you
it?
open those.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Luckily-
I kept seeing them, and then I got confused
Right,
because
yes.
I thought with Mr. Mouseman that you could dig there.
No, it's only the ones on the ground that you could dig into.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
See, okay, well, just for everybody, these 2 psychos used a guide.
And you
Mhm.
didn't.
I sometimes
I'm very
looked at
curious.
it just when I was lost and I didn't know where to go.
Mhm.
Then I would use the guide, but that I never.
You
I
think
always wondered what those like. It looked like a cave was there.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
Luckily enough, they were only like items that were reasonably good for what you could get. There was nothing crazy special. The crazy special things were in the wells, but
the wells.
yeah. Anyway,
Well,
we'll get to
that's what I
that
was going to
yet,
say
too.
right now.
Yeah.
So fishing, I think this is the part where you get your rod 5, right?
Yeah, you get a rod 5,
And you start fishing. Did
And
you
you-
fish at all?
Well, I got the rod 4 to get the pea fish,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's
So there was
that's it. That's
you had to use Doof, big strong guy, to put something aside so you could drop into a hole, and underneath a pot somewheres was rod 5, which allows you to fish in everything,
And
so
it-
including the wells. And the wells gave you the dragon armors
armor, which was insane.
and dragon sword, and it was just
The dragon
retarded
sword,
good.
yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, I got dragon sword, armor, helmet,
The
and
world
shield.
mail, I think.
World mail is for
What-
everyone else, but you actually get the dragon armor, and that stuff was what he wore for the rest of the game. Super good stuff, and that's the only way to find that. And I had to find all of those because I was just wanting to find them.
So then we go to Gust
Yes,
and Karn's second lesson. What happens? Oh yeah, that's where
that's
you get
where you get the fish abomination thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I wrote in here when you go to the Gust dungeon, that's where I was just like leveling up nonstop, like just like crazy in there.
Yep, me too.
yeah. I think that's around the time when I was texting you about what's her face, Nina.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the flying girl.
Yeah, just leveling up like crazy.
Just like yeah, every couple encounters, I was just leveling and
Yeah.
leveling.
Well, what about blue for you guys?
Blue?
Blue.
I found that she.
That's
just,
what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
She leveled up
Yeah.
like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
She would
she
do
was
like 3
way
levels.
above.
That's right. I was like
Yeah.
in one dungeon, I got like 3 spells.
Yeah.
Because she learned a new one every time she leveled.
By the end of the game, I actually had all of her spells.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What was the last spell?
The last spell is Comet.
Yeah, I got Comet.
Yeah.
Did you?
But
I never got that
used
one.
it
No, I never
because
used
it didn't make sense because Bolt X actually does the same amount of damage for less AP.
I never really used
So-
it. So
Perfect.
That dungeon, there was bosses at each treasure chest.
That was cool.
I thought that was kind of neat too.
Yep.
Yeah, which was piss easy. Yeah, that's where I like those little side cut view. Like, remember those little
oh,
cutscenes?
yeah,
which
where it kind of looks like Ninja Gaiden.
Yep.
it's very much NES. Like I think they could have done better,
Mhm.
but I still liked it. You know,
It's definitely a throwback. And for Super NES, you would have expected more than that.
totally. And then you turn
Yeah.
small, and then you go and
That
see
was
them.
awesome. You go and see the mice.
Who needed you to kill
was so
the
roaches.
roaches?
That was so dumb.
Oh,
I appreciated it. It was just a little bit of comedic abuse.
I mean, I guess that was
kind of cute.
What did the most people give you again?
They gave you the potion to turn back to normal size. And that's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you're in the filler part of an RPG like this, right?
Totally.
Yeah. And we talked about that before, too, where we expected it to kind of get a little bit shittier and then get better.
Yeah. In the middle.
And that's exactly what happened.
Oh, yeah, there was the Mouse Inn.
Yes, the Mouse Inn.
Write that down.
It was free.
Would you like to stay at the Mouse Inn? Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then I wrote in my notes, I don't even know, like, did you hear me? Go, bring me the oil of a frog.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And I actually went to that frog cave beforehand.
Oh, really?
So
I never had.
I knew where that was.
I didn't.
I did go there too. Yeah, with all the frogs. Yeah, I did.
I'm
end
like,
up
what
going
the
there.
hell is the purpose of this? There's just like, 4 frogs in there. And there's nothing else you could do.
They were just saying, go away? Didn't they talk to you?
Yes, yeah, they would talk a little bit. And
I forget.
Just
I
nothing.
never found it.
Really?
I found it only when I was supposed to. But yeah, you get the fly first, and then you go to the frogs. You get their oil. I guess you need them jizz in a cup so you can pour it on them. And
yeah, they give you some fancy oil.
Some oil.
Yeah.
And then you take out the flower.
Flower X.
Flower X, which then he goes and he fixes the bridge, and then he's found knocked out, and then you fight the boss of that chapter.
The boss,
The boss.
Was that the horn toad?
Yes, the horn toad. Or whatever the fuck's his name.
Dude, I found like the second half of this game so easy. I found this so easy. So now we're going to chapter 7.
Yeah.
And you're calling me a psycho for looking at a guide?
Yeah.
There was something I was on the phone with you, and then I couldn't say it. I didn't think I should say it because you were calling. And I know I was going to tell you, but I didn't. I was thinking of maybe telling Kai because we had finished the game already. But I was on the phone with you, then he ended up calling again. And what I ended up doing is I ended up rubbing one out. I took my golden lamp and I gave it a little bit of a rub, and then a genie came out. And then he was like, ask for a wish. And I said, I wish to have no encounters. And the genie gave me no encounters. The game genie.
Oh, you...
I went...
Box.
I turned off encounters with the game genie, and I was able to bind it to L2. So I could turn it on and off whenever.
No kidding.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And that, with fast forward, when I was saying the second half, I ended up liking more.
That's why.
That.
See, I
feel nothing.
Oh.
I will do that in any RPG.
You
So does that...
bastard.
So if I'm doing that, does that now... Is that making the game easier for me, or is it making it harder?
That's the
What
question.
do you think?
Okay, so here's where it depends. Okay, so you're just over halfway through the game using the guide, right? And you're going to continue using the guide. See, from the sounds of it, you guys are fishing in wells, and you're doing...
I'm getting everything.
Whatever else
pretty much
it is,
everything,
you're getting all that really good shit. I didn't get that good shit.
No.
So I probably needed that experience more than you did, like from just random battles, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys suck, basically. You had the easier way of doing it. But
You see, I did the actual way in the game, and I just bought stacks upon stacks upon stacks of Marble 3s. So many. I think in the
I can appreciate that.
In the last couple of hours, I used at least 5 full 9 stacks. I just kept using them over and over and over and over again, just because like it was getting monotonous.
Oh, totally.
Like it was awful. And I was my method of if I needed to, like if I was good, is I hit auto battle and just my 9 times skip.
Yeah.
And if I can do it without really too much difficulty, okay, Marble 3s. And then I would just do that every couple of new areas. Just see, okay, are they hard enough that I actually have to do this manually? No? Okay, Marble 3s. And that's just how I did it. And it expedited things so much, but they go away so fast.
All right, so the Marble 3 takes
away encounters. Right? Yeah.
You want to know a secret? I used 0 Marble 3s.
What?
Okay.
0.
What did you do?
I played it like you should have.
That's
like,
I used the game in.
That's part of the game.
I played it the way you should have played it.
But you could buy them from a shop.
You're the one with the Game Genie. I'm not even talking to you right now. You're still using the guide, so I don't even want to talk to you right now. I'm talking to you. Play the game the way it was supposed to be played. And the only times I looked at the guide is when I was lost as shit and I had no idea where I was going to go. And at that point, back in the day, I would have talked to my friends on the schoolyard during recess, either first or third recess, most likely, and say, hey, what do you do here? And they would have said, hey, fish in the damn well and you get the dragon armor. And then I would have got it and then we could have moved forward. You guys can just go on your fancy ass tablets looking to get exactly what you need.
The thing is, I did go ask the kids out at the schoolyard for recess, but they didn't tell me anything.
They didn't tell you,
No, so I had to use it.
Wow.
I think we can make him a little more upset by other things that we got too, yeah.
Oh, probably. But I think that makes it, that kind of makes it
does that make
fun.
it easier?
Does what make it easier?
Have, no encounters, because I'm not getting XP. Or does it make it harder?
But I feel like...
In this game?
My understanding
no
is
difference.
you guys got all sorts of different items and weapons and armor and all that stuff that I never got. So I feel like that would be able to...
Like the tri-ring?
That would compensate for the lack of XP from just random enemies.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That would be my understanding.
That makes sense.
But I don't know.
When I play RPGs, see, I want all the shinies. Like, if there's a Masamune, if there's an Excalibur, if there's, you know what I mean? Like the Angel Bow or whatever it is, I want all of it. Like, I want the shinies. And to compensate for that, I'd rather be under-leveled.
Yep.
I want the gear.
I agree.
You know what I mean? The thing is, I still didn't have much trouble.
No.
I did turn on encounters for the last 2 dungeons.
Okay.
For the whole thing.
But the funny thing
is... And
I
did have to run away from some enemies.
Even in those,
but
like, the
still
encounter rate
bad.
was dropped quite a lot in the last couple dungeons, too. Like,
It was, yeah.
Like, at least double the time to actually do it. In the overworld, I did a little test. I was trying to search for something, and while I did it, I did no speed up, nothing. It wouldn't even get through like the first tiny little part of the song before you would have a battle. It was literally like boop.
Done.
You would never hear more of the song as long as you were moving.
That overworld does not scale with you appropriately
No,
either.
it really doesn't. But anyway, we go. Oh yeah, I guess we go to Tunland.
Tunland.
Can't understand any of them until you get the maestro and the cowl.
How do you remember that?
Because I literally did it today.
That's just so useless. Yeah, you couldn't. I thought it was the flute you had to get to understand them. No,
the maestro.
You had to get the flute to talk to them.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And did you guys ever notice in this room right here, there was that girl with the wings?
Yes.
And I was like, interesting. Yep. She fell from the sky. I wonder who that is.
Yeah.
We're foreshadowing. Let's just say foreshadowing, because that's where things get a little...
Like a little bit of a Terminator 2 type thing going on here.
Yeah, very much so.
A little bit of a John Connor with wings. A Red Bull, if you will.
That's
so hot.
That is a good comparison, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically do what? it's so kind of forgettable.
We don't have to cover it all, but yeah. What were you going to say?
What's a JRPG without a little amnesia?
You're not wrong. And a little bit of time bending.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
That's how 90% of them start.
Yeah.
And then the other 10% have it in there somewhere. Name a JRPG that has no amnesia.
I was going to say Chrono Trigger, but I'm very wrong.
Final Fantasy VI had it.
Yeah.
Name one that didn't. That's a really good question. I can't think of
even Super Mario RPG.
Everything.
Malo had
amnesia.
Yeah.
Everybody's got
I'm a frog.
You're a bitch.
You ain't no frog.
You're warrior. Like the beginning of an RPG should just say that. You wake up from a deep sleep, not knowing who you are.
That's
or
how
where
they
you're
all
from,
are.
But you had a dream that you cannot forget. It's like, wow. Haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, that's every single JRPG.
You know what? Now I'm going to look for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure it exists. I'm sure there's
yeah.
a few out there that don't have it. But that's just... And I don't mind it. It's an easy way to say the story. And whatever, I get it. From a writing perspective, it's easy.
Yeah.
Not necessarily sloppy. It can be sloppy. But if you make the story nice, then it's all good. I don't care.
It's maybe overdone. I guess it's also the era as well.
It's a
Maybe overdone?
It's a
I
trope.
didn't say... Did I
You
say
said maybe
You
overdone.
did.
Okay, I'll have to fact
It's in
check.
95%+ of JRPGs, and it's maybe overdone.
Get roasted, bitch.
Okay, it's overdone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Freaking maybe overdone. Oh.
It's like you going to the keg.
What?
I have no idea.
It's always overdone. You go to
It's
the keg, the
overdone?
steak is always overdone.
They're always underdone over there.
I'm kidding. I like my medium well, so it's
Medium rare.
almost never overdone.
I've never had it underdone when I've been to the keg.
I know. I just tried to make a joke.
What's wrong with you?
So,
Back to the task at hand here.
Unbelievable.
I put on your stupid maze. I don't know what I'm talking
That's
about.
you.
That was
That's you right now.
That was
you. Are
But
a
in chapter
stupid
7,
maze.
I don't know where the maze was.
I think, is this the one I'm thinking of?
Maybe you were overdone. No,
What is this? The one where all the walls
Hey,
disappear.
Hold on. Stop. He's taking a pee.
We will now stop for a commercial break. Do you ever have erectile dysfunction? Don't worry. We can help you with that.
Exactly. Here. at
All
the
you need is a
Haircast.
picture of Shane's wife and boom! Cured.
Cured.
Yeah. It has a 100% chance of success. With no weird side effects, no additives or preservatives.
That
Just
is-
one easy, simple solution with no drawbacks. For the modest sum of $3,000,
Yeah.
we can hook you up with the best,
Shane's wife.
newest, and easiest solution. Shane's wife.
Does a body good. Does Shane have a testosterone problem? Talk to him about Shane's wife. For a sudden boost of testosterone.
Don't forget, Shane's wife. We're back. Shane is done peeing,
Pooping?
and
That
all
would've-
other things.
That would have been a fast poop.
That's what anyone who's pooped just would say.
Yes.
Dude, that was like a minute.
No. We were talking about your wife for way longer than that.
That's
Well,
good.
At,
You should.
at least a minute and a half.
She deserves at least a minute and a half.
Minute and a half special. It's Sunday night.
Mazes. Mazes suck.
Okay, so
I
we're
hate
going back
mazes.
to the game.
Especially when they disappear on you.
How did you like the maze? Where you touched the buttons and then you would see the thing and then you touched the button.
Oh, I
and then-
hated that.
That was
I,
bullshit.
I hated every single second of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm proud to say that I did not look at your fancy guide while doing it.
Well, guess what? Mine didn't even tell me how to go through it, so I had to figure it out.
Are
on
you
my own.
serious?
Mhm.
I looked at a guide and I had no random encounters.
Fucking sell out. But no, I did
And
that
I
one
hate
legitimate.
the first area. I like this one here. I tried on my own. I did try,
Okay.
and I
Fuck it.
hated it.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
When you can't see where the walls are and you're just literally doing left, up, left, up, left, up, left, up, just to try to find an opening that goes
I
nowhere.
should have.
That was
Fuck my
Mongo's
life.
dream, and I did, and there was multiple levels of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole dream thing was kind of stupid.
It
But
was.
I had to. It's funny for my job. Like I sell playgrounds and stuff like that. So one day I just got a shipment of grid paper.
You did it.
I have thousands of
No.
grid paper.
You did
thousands
that?
of pages of grid paper, and not in detail, but I would draw it out to see. Okay, I
Atta
can go
bee.
here. I can go here. So I have that still
My man.
Wow.
because that's the like.
I respect
I
it.
had no idea where I was going, right?
That I respect.
And the easy option would have been look at a guide. But
See, I did it by
As
memory.
you can see, I have more facial hair than all of you, meaning I'm wiser than all of you.
Gandalf.
I did this myself. 100% myself.
Mr. Gandalf
Don't
Wall.
need no fancy guide.
Your gold star.
I want 4 of them, bitch.
So what? After that, then after that, what happens? Then we're in the gas field.
That's
I was
stupid fucking gas field.
Of shit.
Just everywhere you turn.
So fucking filler.
Yeah, and even in the open, because finally I realized, okay, I can't go through the wall, like, because it looks like just grass that you could go through.
Okay, did that actually
Bones.
hurt you?
Yes.
When it
1
flashed?
point of
It's
damage.
like
yeah,
tiny
that's
bit,
what I
yeah.
thought. That's what I thought.
I thought it, like you would might as well make it like dangerous to
Did you-
walk off the path.
Did you do that in Fast Forward?
No.
Where it was like poof, 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 poof.
No. I
How
definitely
fast
did.
were you guys going?
×2.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
I had on my trigger 9 times.
Yeah, see that's
Or 6 or 9 times.
You had
so
times
like
2?
that's gross.
it was
I
fast.
couldn't it wasn't ×2. It was either it was either 100%, which was normal, or 1.0,
Yeah.
and then it would go to like 1.8
Okay.
Okay.
or something, and then 2, and then like 2.6,
Well, what
I think it
emulator were you
was.
using?
SNES 9X.
Okay, that's what I was doing too.
Same.
Yeah, and then whatever. The most I went was like 417, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the most I went. It was just for auto battle, and then you throw that on. But yeah, freaking every way you look, there's this like big poof.
Ground's
of
shitting on your
gas
face.
Yeah.
that barely hurts. It's Dragon Warrior with his dragon spells, but this little bit of gas can't get through it. You got some blue mage that just levels up after every down battle.
Oh,
but no,
Lord.
this little bit of gas just stuns you. You can't move. And the gas just moves as soon as it detects you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Unpassable. So, I think we skipped over the second dragon test.
Oh, yeah. To
Um,
get your next grouping of...
It's available on the world map. I guess you wouldn't have to get this, right?
Not necessarily, unless you want to get ultimate form.
Which do you...
Yeah.
I'm curious if you had to get it.
No.
Had to get what?
The ultimate form.
No, I
Agni.
did not.
No, because I thought you
Shane
had to
probably
have
didn't.
it at the end.
No.
You need Agni.
It makes things a lot easier.
Or someone
if you
was...
don't know.
I thought
Agni for who?
For
I thought
Ryu.
Sarah was saying use Agni. It'll at the like one of the
She
second.
could have.
Use Agni. It'll bring out that second last boss.
What?
That's what it said on my game.
Oh, mine didn't.
like
have
that
to.
girl who's crying. She was all innocent,
Oh yeah, tier.
and then you had to use Agni to get out the
Maybe.
boss.
I don't
So
think
I was-
so. Because Shane probably
What?
didn't.
What?
Oh.
Oh, so this is different. You didn't get that?
Get
did.
what? Agni?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the second dragon test. That's,
Second dragon
that's like
test
the
is-
final dragon test. Agni.
Yeah. The final one you have to get. Well, you have 4. You have 4 different ones. You can
Yeah.
get up to 3, and then the 4th one is hidden away in somewhere, so you've been already.
Yeah.
Okay, whoa.
But we'll get there.
hold
once
on.
We'll get,
Hold on.
we've really overstepped.
We're talking about the dragon spells for blue haired dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I had 3.
Which ones?
I don't know. Fire, thunder is the only one I used.
You only got the first 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
there's
like
6,
out of this
there's
list,
8.
you just had those 6.
Oh my word! I had the first 3.
Oh, you didn't even get
my
the second one?
God.
No, you didn't do any dragon tests then.
He did the first one, just the
That's-
first dragon test.
Yeah, I
Just that
remember
one.
the first one
Oh.
where it's
There's 2 more tests after that, and then a
Oh, I
free
didn't
one
get those.
after.
It's ridiculous that you didn't get those because that alone
It
it
trivializes
was
the
game breakingly OP.
Trivializes.
really
Game
Yeah.
breaking OP.
I-
I mean game breaking.
We'll get there though.
Retarded.
We'll get there because then we can
Now,
talk about that when we talk
it's
about
so
the
interest-
end game.
It's so interesting how we can play this and have such different experiences.
Yeah,
So what did this second dragon test give you?
that gave you gold dragon, ice dragon, or whatever. But like the gold dragon is only good against undead enemies.
That's right.
And I tried using the first time, it was missing. I'm like, the fuck is this? I looked it up and I'm like, oh, huh, nice. Great.
Yeah.
But you get, whatever. Your next best one is the, where is it? The bolt dragon.
Yeah.
Is the next whatever better.
The upgraded thunder dragon.
Yeah. So you're doing probably what, double the damage. You have double
Well, how
the
much
health.
is like? What are you guys hitting for on that?
I don't even remember.
225
Like without critical?
without critical.
Jeez.
Yeah, those 225 criticals were 450.
Yeah, I was still rocking the 130, 260 critical.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that gold dragon was trash.
Yeah,
Just like
never used it.
Just like Nina's like zombie spells.
Yep, never used those.
I never used any of that.
No.
I didn't use any of those P items or zombie items.
You probably never.
I never did.
You guys probably never even used the cure all spell. You actually had a cure all party member spell, but it was like the second last spell that you get for her.
Curex?
Yeah, cure X.
Yeah.
Oh, that saved my ass at the end.
I never even had it.
Oh,
I never had it
word,
either.
man.
Never had it.
Oh, the last 2 dungeons, that thing saved my ass.
Yep, never even had it.
I was running out of AP because I was casting that thing all the time.
Wow.
I wrote that down. I think Nina should have got a cure all way sooner. That was a bit late.
Cure 3 should have been a cure all.
Exactly.
But no.
Or like a lesser version of that one.
Okay, is there an item that gives more AP than the acorn?
Yes.
Is there? I have no idea.
M drops will refill everything. It's like an elixir.
I thought that was just.
That's
wasn't
just
that just
health.
Yeah, that was just
That's
health.
Just
what
health.
the fuck?
Yep.
I thought there was something.
Was it melon?
Oh, white antlers.
Oh yeah, I read that, but I never used them.
White antlers gave you back 100.
Oh, I never.
Were you running out of AP? Or you?
Oh,
never did.
I scathed by the end, like skin of my teeth.
Are you serious?
I bought it just a shit ton of
it
acorns
was hard.
and I was good to go.
Like
That's awesome.
That's really good.
it made it very memorable for me because
good.
I did not.
Use a glide.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, and I didn't want to exit the area and stock up again because I stocked up previously. But then these freaking games gotta have, this is the last boss. No, it's not actually the last boss.
Yeah.
This is the last boss. No, it's not. Second win, all that stuff. And I wasn't probably leveled up to the way I should have been. It was tough. It was actually really tough. But I made it. It wasn't like I didn't have to, reset my game or anything.
Well, that's good. Then you got the best experience probably.
Yep, probably out of all.
And
of
that's
us.
what I want. That's what I want. I don't want to remember the game where I just cheesed through it, right? That's not me. It's fine if other people want to do it. I don't really care. But it's just not what I want to do.
Yeah. Okay, well then after
in chapter 8, I wrote on here when we get Magu.
Good old Magu.
I'm like,
never used them.
That's so much like Mog from Final Fantasy VI.
And he was small and
it's funny. I just got that reference, even though Final Fantasy VI I think came out after. Maybe they were developed around the same time, but you could tell with certain games. I don't have any examples right now, but how they take from each other during development somehow. Words get around, or I don't know. You just see it. I notice it at least. Yep. Things get whatever they take from each other, but so you get Magu. How do we get Magu?
You were in his dream. And once you got out of the dream, because you were in his dreams, you fought the big bad guy or whatever, and then he wakes up at the beginning of 8, and then he just joins your party because his courage or whatever got him to join or whatever. So now he's part of. That was stupid. You had to talk to all of his attributes or whatever, and then you had to find courage. Courage helps you fight, which I never ever used Magu.
Never.
No. He actually, no, I did, because every once in a while your party got changed up. Later in the game, your party got changed up multiple times, so I sometimes just never swapped everyone around again.
Yeah.
And he hits like a fucking dump truck.
Does he actually?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he hits almost as hard as Ox. Sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Which is like,
but he was so low on hit points, his defense was awful. I didn't want to use a glass cannon. It's just not my thing. So,
see, if you didn't get all the fuses and you didn't get all the dragons, I found that like they made this game around that you should get that.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Ox, he has 2 spells: Cure 3 and Renew.
Yeah. Heal.
Oh, and Heal.
Yeah.
And
he actually only has enough AP to use 3 Q3s. That's it.
And that's all he's given. So he is kind of useless. And then the fish dude, he only gets the underwater spells.
Yep.
That's all he gets. So he's useless too.
And Bo only gets your first and second level attack, like black magic, I guess is
Yeah.
what we can put it, and that's all he gets.
Bo taps out as well. So
he's only useful for fusing. At that point.
So Bo, Ox, and Fish Dude end up being like they did not make those characters very well.
No, I never even used them.
That's probably why they implemented fuse. I wonder, did they implement the fuse?
I expect they did that because they probably wanted to be able to have more characters and try to make it interesting that way, so you could choose whatever you want. But at the end of the day, there's only 4 good characters, and I used the only 4 good characters.
Yeah. So I found that was maybe a bit weak that they made those characters kind of garbage. Like you're almost expected to fuse.
Yeah.
What was in your party for the second half of the game? What was kind of your main?
Well, the end of part 1 and all of part 2, I used the same 4. I had the fuse of Karn with Bo, Fish Dude. Is it just Bo and Fish Dude?
There's Bo. Yeah, Bo and Fish Dude is one of them. Yeah.
Shin is your first one.
Yeah, Shin. So I used that as one. I had Ox, I had Nina, and then I had main guy Ryu.
Okay.
Blue-haired dude.
So you didn't use blue cheese?
I rocked those 4 the entire way.
Oh, really?
Wow. Okay. Mine.
That's not even that bad because I found that Blue, the caster, she sucked. I found she sucked ass.
I found that she rocked.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was tempted to use her because she was leveling up all the time.
What?
She got so much health at the end. She has more health than Ryu.
She was leveling quick.
She was at level, I think, 40 or 40 something at the end. And she had, 444 AP and, 350 health. It was retarded. She was a tank.
Like, one of her spells I was using was Boom or Blast. I forget. One of the single target ones. I think or maybe it wasn't. But one of them was using, my best one was 40. He's using 48 MP or AP.
Yeah.
And the amount of damage as it was doing, it was 250? Something like that. Okay. It was, to me, it was very small for the amount that it costed. The damage was small compared to the fused Karn. Nina sucked. She was just a healer anyway.
Yeah.
But Dragon Boy and Karn were just insane.
They destroyed.
Yeah.
I used Blue, Nina, of course, Fuse, Boy, Karn, and Dragon Guy. I used that the entire way through, and I very rarely deviated from it just because Blue, for me, she was leveling up fast enough that the better spells were always worth it for me. And once I got her max spells, 400 for 48. I think it was 400 damage I was doing for Bolt X.
Oh, really?
Her top one, it was, does 400 damage for 40 something.
Jeez.
AP. It was, and it was AoE. It was all. So
that's nice.
It was deadly.
You have something to say?
But anyway, let's go to, oh my goodness. Guess what? I used a guide for that one.
Moat's Tower?
Yeah. I definitely followed the guide, and
Shane is nodding his head.
My guide actually gave me bad directions, so I had to actually edit.
Nice, you deserve it.
Yeah,
my guide did that too. To me, sometimes too.
It said go
west
south
or something. Yeah,
but there's multiple pathways. Which one do I take? I actually cut. It had, I think, 8 steps. I cut out one of them somehow. By the way I did, I actually did better than what the guy in the guide said.
Really?
Yeah,
So yeah, Karn gets whatever. Karn gets his fuse with Ox.
Doof.
Puka. Puka was a good one.
Puka is the best one.
Yeah. And Karn was OP at that point.
So for those of us that didn't get Puka, what's Puka?
Puka is the one where he turns into that
little flying dragon guy.
This guy there, Puka.
Yeah.
And he gets Ox as well.
Yeah. Ox, Bow, and Fish Dude.
Yeah.
Ox, Bow, and Fish Dude. Okay.
And it's
so he gets another character added to him, so he's even more powerful.
Yeah.
And that's one where he can do 9s. If he does the
like full 9s.
Not all the time. He does different attacks.
But every once in a while he'll do 9s. Closer to the end, he would probably do on average at least 300 damage.
Yeah.
At least, like minimum.
Something like that.
He would do upwards of 750 on his criticals.
Huge damage. So is there anything you want to say about this?
That...
We're spinning?
Oh, man. That spinning part just... It was okay, but just stupid. I just hate it. Nobody wants that. As a player, nobody wants that. Right? But I guess it's a time filler, and it was obviously a shorter game to begin with, right? So
the way this dungeon worked, you would go down a path, and then you would hit one of these platforms, and it's just a one like width path. You can't go left or right. You're either going up or down, and you have to hit these buttons on the floor, and as soon as you hit them, it spins the whole dungeon around, and
multiple times, like a top,
and you don't know which direction you're going, and it does that a couple times. Yeah, exactly. So it's just confusing you.
Yeah,
which sucks. It's not like a player isn't going to say that's amazing. I don't know. Did you feel satisfaction after you beat that? Because I looked at a guide. Look at this. West, south, north, east, north, south, southeast.
Oh, you suck. You suck.
Yep.
Unreal.
Like, I don't even care.
I didn't either.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I should try without a guide, but it's like, then I'm keeping encounters off because it's not fun. But
you remember it so much.
You will. That's it too.
That's the problem. Like I'll never forget the struggle I had with exactly that. Yeah, you look at that. Okay, you go here. Man, you're going through a simulation. Like you're not even playing the.
You're right.
You're not even playing the game, really. Like it's so much better to put yourself into 1995. And you just got this game, and then you're gonna play it, and then you're just gonna play it. But whatever,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I still cheated a little bit with the fast forwarding stuff. Like
there's no cheating in that.
Like that's a must. That like because of our age, and we have jobs, and it's just you have to have that. So
I look at like top RPGs. I've been looking at that since I beat this game. Top RPGs on SNES, on PS2, on everything, on PS1, and a lot of them are saying like, even the worst ones I'm looking at, what are the worst RPGs on SNES and all that shit, and they're saying on some of these RPGs, it's just the encounter rate is just painful, and it's not good. Like in today's day and age, you have to factor that in. So these games are painful to play these days, and I don't think. I would say I'm not a purist anymore. Like where I would want to have like a frame meister and put my Super Nintendo cart in my SNES. There is something about that. Like I had my cousins over. We were playing Turtles in Time on that TV. That game is perfectly fine. You don't need fast forward. You don't need save states.
No.
You don't need any of that shit. But when it comes to RPGs, either I do this or I don't even play them. I feel like at this point.
Well, and that's where I'd be at too, because I'd be way more of a purist than you would be typically, right? But you have to, it depends on the game. Like, a game like this, it was just easier to use that fast forward function, right? It's a quality of life difference. You just have to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be stuck grinding the same ass tower forever. And then you get mad, you get upset. It's just taking forever. You can't save it. You got to leave. You can't. You just have to. So that's just the way these have to go. But yeah, an action game like Turtles in Time,
no,
never have to use it.
Another thing to your point, in this game there was no sprint feature. So fast forward, like without it, like this game would be the worst game. One of the worst games I've played if I didn't fast forward. It took forever. And turning off encounters. So this is coming from me personally, when I turned them off and I was going around the world map, I could have used Marble 3s, right? I was going around the world map. I actually was able to now remember where I went. If I'm going up to, and then from a forest, you go up and you see a cliff, random encounter. and then okay, you turn left, and then there's a dead end, random encounter. You come back to the cliff, random encounter. I'm already kind of lost.
Yeah.
When I turn it off and I'm able to look everywhere, I actually can get a sense of the world. Or a dungeon.
Yep.
With random encounters, it just it fucks with my brain.
Yep.
And I have no memory then. Especially when you're spinning shit around. Or the floor is there and then you hit a button and then it's gone. And there's encounters.
Man.
Like, I don't know.
You just want to rip your hair out at that point.
Is that wrong or right? I don't know. I don't think I should like use Game Genie codes to where I'm like max cash and max levels. Like I would never do that.
That's garbage. That's not.
I want it to be challenging. I really do.
Yeah.
But that's not the challenge I'm looking for. Confusion.
Yeah.
That is just not my kind of challenge. Maybe I'm just a bit dumb.
You're not looking for a challenge of attrition, right? The game is just slapping you and slapping you and slapping you and slapping you. It's not fun doing that. You'd rather have the game
reward me.
Yeah, you'd rather have a reward and then have to put on the gloves for like a good hard fight and then continue on and actually feel like you're going somewhere. It's not just getting slapped in the face every 20 seconds.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is, if we were 10 and this was just our game for the month, you would have loved it.
Oh, for sure I would have.
Yep.
If a buddy would have borrowed this to me, he wanted it back by next weekend or something.
Not gonna happen.
Or I'd be playing all week. I wouldn't,
Yeah.
I'd be playing it. Like, so the end of that freaking dungeon, remember that boss, Moat? Who was like, I thought maybe there's something wrong with my emulator. It was just pixels.
Yeah.
Just the little censored porn boy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I actually thought that was kind of cool.
I did too, yeah.
I thought, so he starts off just pixelated.
Like 4 or 5 big pixels.
Yeah, like kind of like exactly like you were saying, like they're blurring out the freaking crotch of a man, a naked man or a woman or something.
Why are you guys looking at naked men?
It's the hair.
But I thought that was cool. As you were attacking him, he came more into form.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. So now is that he's getting beat so bad his senses are coming to him and he's able to represent himself.
Interesting.
In a way.
In a more realistic way.
I like the deeper meaning when there definitely isn't one, but I like it.
I like clarity. And I thought that by beating his ass, we brought clarity to him. Or her.
Through death.
Physical violence. Better.
Brings more clarity.
Yeah, build back better. You heard it here first.
Exactly. I mean, it did end up dying in the end.
This explains my dad's parenting strategy.
Did that.
But yeah, I thought that was very cool.
Yep. Definitely one of the more unique boss battles that they had in there, just in terms of...
And then we get the sky key, and then what? There's a dragon armor we can get or some shit?
Yeah, you go fish, and it's like the first time you can go actually find the wells and stuff.
Chapter 9.
9.
So the first thing I wrote on my notes is when we had Magu, and now we're going around digging up shit, right? The hero bow. Do you remember that thing?
Oh my god, double.
I wrote it down.
Double.
That's how much. From 174
to 314.
Yes,
314.
I did get that.
Too bad he's always fused.
Always fused, yeah.
But I wrote down, holy crap, because that was insane.
That was the biggest number jump we found in
So you got that
I
once.
did get the hero bow.
Had to be.
It might have been a lot later than you guys, but I did get it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all that matters.
I don't know if if all the equipment on the fused characters, any of that transfers.
I have no idea.
I thought about it too, but I didn't notice much of a difference.
I didn't
because
either.
when I got it, then I'm like, oh man, I gotta try this out. So then I went right into a battle and I fused with Shin because it's the only one I had, and it didn't really make that much of a difference. And then I pulled whatever I defused, whatever it was, renew, no, just what they call revert. That's what they called it. And then I had the other the other guy going, bow, and then he's hitting really hard.
Oh, you did use him on his own bow.
Just to try that once I got the thing.
That's awesome. I never even tried.
But that fusing was still better. So
it was okay. It had to have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're going to chapter 9, but should we just take a break?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna take a break, and we'll see you right back.
When are we taking a break?
Now.
Right now?
Right now.
Right now.
Chapter 9. So basically, you go to Carmen. And then everything is, like, time is stopped. Right? So, because in the previous... Yeah, right. So in the previous thing or whatever, you met the bodacious babe. Right? And you had to sneak up on her while she's swimming. And
That's right!
And see the tattoos on her back. And that was the code to the safe. So you try to open the safe. Oh shit, it was wrong because it was a reflection. It wasn't the actual back. And then she comes in, stops you. There's whatever, comedic relief, blowing up everything. Everyone's fighting, having a whatever, saying quirky bullshit. And they steal the time key. So now, chapter 9 starts. You're in Carmen. You find, oh, this entire town, time is stopped. Except for one random dude who happened to not be in there. So basically then you have to go to the dungeon.
Did you have a hard time with... I'm such an idiot. When they're talking about I got it, the code to the safe, it's on her back, all that stuff. Like I got that, but I didn't know what they meant by the safe.
Yes.
So I was going all over the place trying to find out where do I put this code in? I have no idea. Oh, that took me.
At one, like for me, I kind of figured out where the safe was because it was a big fucking locked door. But then they said where to put the code in. I'm like, the left door. Well, what do you mean? The lady's standing in front of half the fucking door. How, like, I don't even know if that's the door. I thought I had to go
because they have
left.
those guards with those treasure chests.
I thought
which I
those...
never got. Those probably the most OP weapon
No,
ever.
they were fine. They were nothing really.
I only ever got those.
Yeah, they pushed you in the hole.
They pushed you in the hole.
I thought I had to go down the hole or something. Left one first, then right one. I was so confused. And
I did the same thing.
And then I realized...
Did that boot you straight out of town too?
You would go down into like some cavern or whatever, and then the stairs out of there would boot you straight out.
Yeah, boot you right out of town. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's right, because you had to enter the code in on the left side of the door.
And then the right side of the door.
Which was Were there any markings? I don't remember.
They said there was like whatever, the stars, right? There's the 3 different colors for the stars, the red, white, and blue or whatever, right? So you had to put them in, but I think the door had these little, tiny little stars on it. Like the tiniest little stars. And like that's the only point of...
I thought that was kind of cool, though, in a way, where you had to read the numbers off her back. It's still kind of dumb, but at the same time...
Yeah, I have nothing wrong with peeping on bodacious babes.
At the same time, I thought it was kind of clever, because you could go to that side area, like through the wall, and then go up to these statues. You can't go any further in. But it was cool, yeah. She always takes a bath, and she always has her back facing those statues, right?
Yeah, that's perfect, right?
And and you just sit there with your binoculars, and I mean, what else do you do in 94, 93?
There's a reason it took me 2 hours to get through that section.
Yes.
There's a reason my binoculars don't work as good as they used to.
They're a little foggy.
Yeah, there's something on there. You gotta wipe it off. It smears.
It must be the steam from the bath.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
But it stays on after. Too.
Okay, so then
we go to the tower.
Yeah, he says, talk. Maybe that's something about that tower. Talk. So then you go to the stupid fucking bullshit tower with those stupid fucking arrows that warp you 2 spaces over, and you have to figure out.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was great until the last fucking room.
What was bad about that? I love that.
Yeah, I had a guide, so it wasn't too bad.
I didn't have a guide.
I actually didn't think that was too bad. Well, I had no encounters.
I hated it. Yeah, it was because of the encounters, and that after this was when I actually went and just bought the shit out of the stuff because I realized, I'm not fucking with this.
I enjoyed that. That reminded me of Chip's Challenge back on Windows 95.
What is that game?
Chip's Challenge?
I've heard of it.
You never played it?
I don't think so.
Actually?
Man. Sounds so familiar.
I think it's free on Steam.
Really?
It probably isn't any fun anymore, but that game was cool as shit. But it just this reminded me, right? Like just that, exactly. At Chip's Challenge, it's a good time.
Okay. Talk was the dungeon with the frickin' like the platforms.
Yeah.
Or is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that one dungeon where you hit these. Yeah, and it just warped you into another room.
Oh no, not that.
Oh, this was kind of hard.
Yeah.
I mean, and but the thing is, you had to come back to this room twice for sure.
Yeah.
The third time you reported just outside the ladder.
And I didn't realize that I had to go back up the stairs. So I went all the way out, back to Carmen, and then I realized, no. So then I went all the way back through, all the way through this, and then back up to put the key in. I was so upset. I took a break. Because I was like, this is fucking stupid. I even had a guide, and I was done.
Especially because he's rushed because we wanted to do this thing.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. This is stupid shit.
You had to do all the freaking ladders again.
I did it 3 times.
3 full times.
3 full times. I was just done.
Wow.
Yeah. But then whatever, you get to the top.
Oh yeah, in talk I got another dog shit GT era.
Another GTR, yeah.
I'm like, well, that's getting sold.
Yep.
Screw this.
Yep. But then you get to the boss. The boss does time fantasy distortion. You don't fight them. They send everyone back to Carmen except for your main character, and they just get dropped somewhere in the world, a little bit of ways from Carmen, and you have to run yourself back.
And I got real nervous at that point because now I'm just my main dude and Nina, right?
No, the first time it's just your main dude.
Yeah, it's just your main dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm nervous now because do I have to traverse this entire world to get all my party members back? I hate it when RPGs do that.
Yeah, they're in every different town.
I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
So here I had no idea what I'm supposed to... Every JRPG does that, and I hate it. It drives me nuts.
But luckily, everyone was just back at Carmen. It wasn't too far of a run.
We're waiting for you.
Yeah. So then you form back up, and what do? Back up the tower. You do it again.
No.
Now they send everyone but you and Tina away. But now...
Yeah, they did it twice.
They did it twice, and then you're to this fortress or whatever, and she locks herself in the fucking fortress, and then you have to go back, find your friends, and get an apple. Or the fruit.
That's right.
Fruit.
That I thought was a bit confusing there, where you had to what was that again? You had to make a recipe for something.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
No. That was you had to find a fruit because her and the other dude, whoever, were friends as kids. So he was.
That's right.
He was telling you, okay, she likes
scent.
this, she likes that. And so there was the tree that you first warped by with Ryu on the first warp tour or whatever, and that was the tree you had to punch to get the fruit.
Gotcha.
Which was on the way, and then you go there, you give her the fruit, and she smells it. Somehow she fucking smells this apple that you grabbed, or the fruit. Maybe it was, the apple of Eden. Who knows?
But it just made her good.
But it made her just so ready to go.
Of course, of course it works, right?
So then you go in, and you do some bullshit traversal, do some fake battle.
Well, Searle, you have to fight Searle.
Searle, yeah, that's her, whatever. You do some bullshit battle. It's not even that hard.
It was easy.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of just a filler thing just to show that, she kind of fights you. And then you go...
So are we liking the game at this point?
At this point, it's kind of monotonous.
I wrote a lot of things negative, and I was thinking of it as I was writing this down. Is this really a shitty game? Because it's old. But talking a lot of trash about it.
Yeah.
But it's it is a product of its time, like you said
for sure
on the first podcast. But at the same time, is it really bad? I don't know. It seems like it from 2022 going back, it seems kind of shitty.
In hindsight, it is kind of shitty, but
were you liking it, Shane?
That's hard. It's a decent game. The lack of story kind of sucks.
That did suck.
There wasn't much there. The mechanics were fine. It was kind of challenging. It's not a very deep game. It tries to be a deep RPG, especially at the end when you get the flying powers from Nina and you can just fly everywhere.
Which comes right after this.
Yeah, I appreciated that. I don't know. I still got to think about it a little bit because it's not that it's bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad game.
No,
it's actually a pretty decent game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely played worse.
At this point, I'm thinking it's kind of shitty. Not at the end, but the whole middle chapter 4 to whatever to 10 or to 9. 4 to 9 there. Like the whole middle part, I think was a bit crappy.
I felt like
which was expected.
Yes.
Which was expected.
I felt like what they were trying to do now was, in order to get away from the shitty middle, they were doing all kinds of wacky hijinks, funny things, like at the vault, you know, you have Blue's like, I can blow it up, and she blows it up, and then they have that stupid little battle between her and Tattoo Lady, which is also supposed to just be like wacky, hee funny, and then they do all of this like time warp and time distortion things. Just they're trying to do something just different or interesting or something just to maybe make up for the fact that at this point is kind of usually the lull. So I appreciated the attempt, but I kind of felt like it was, don't scroll too far.
Okay.
But I felt like it was very forced. Like it felt like almost an afterthought. They're just kind of making the game longer at this point with use of cutscenes and stupid bullshit warping shit. I didn't
fetch quests.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But yeah, basically getting back to the chapter, Sorrel helps you. Eventually you fight her. She's like, I want to help you. The smell of the fruit is just so intoxicating. It's just so good. I love this boy.
Yeah.
And proceeds to actually help you, give you the key, and fights off whatever the next boss. And you insert said key, and all of a sudden Tina's gone.
Yeah.
Poof. All of a sudden now you're without your main healer. You have really no other heals. And
not for very long.
Not for very long, as long as you know where to find her. If you remember that there's this random winged chick in the music town.
Yeah.
So you go to the music town, which here's the part that actually made me think. She was there when you had Tina already.
Yep.
Exactly.
So I was like, whoa, that part was kind of cool. That I appreciated. That she fell from the sky and all she says, right? But you have Tina, and all of a sudden now Tina's gone, but she's now this other one. So
with that dream world or whatever that shit was, so that was a time warp thing or what?
Dream world was first.
Yeah.
And then time distortion and fractures. So they're like in separate chapters because each boss has a base, right? So you have Moat who he controls people through dreams. This lady controls time. Next person does another thing, which I forget right now. And then the final one is like endgame main boss stuff.
Gotcha.
So now this one was the time distortion. So now all of a sudden, you know, she's pulled away. You have to find her, and you realize, oh, this is actually Tina, and now you have to go on fetch quest to find a bunch of things to cure her, the tonic. And Shane probably hated it, but for me, super easy. The hardest part for me was finding a different rod so that I could fish for the pea fish, because you can't use rod 5 to do it.
Oh, you can't?
Nope, that was the hardest part.
I was able to use rod 5, I think, and the shrimp.
Mine said anything other than rod 5.
Maybe. Oh, I had rod 4 and 5.
Okay.
So how did you manage that?
All right. So how I did it was I had half the ingredients. I had the C nut
and the W ant.
And the W ant, and then you needed the pea fish and the. What was the other one you needed?
It was a fruit or something, right? That came from a tree.
You need a root.
Oh, root.
Root. Yeah. All right.
I just remembered something though. You asked what item does more than acorn for AP? WM.
That's the one.
Yeah.
WM.
Anyway, sorry.
I hated this part. And after a while, I used the guide.
I'm not surprised.
Because I realized I could be stuck on this for the next 2 weeks. And I didn't want to. So I used the guide to get that stupid pea fish. And the freaking...
And the root.
And the root, yeah. How are you supposed to get that? How are you supposed to know that root? Where that root is?
I don't think you do.
Is that what came out of the tree?
That's what came out from under the tree, from the right
from
by the mole people
the weird
place.
plant-looking thing on the...
My guide said dead tree. I'm like, that's not even a fucking tree. That's foliage.
Oh, man. That... And that's why you have to be okay with having a guide. Because as a kid, I would have been stuck there forever.
Oh, 100%.
Forever. And then all of a sudden you would hear of like your third cousin played the game. And then you get on the phone and then you would call his mom. And his mom would answer. She'd be like, hey, is Tyler there? And they'd say, yeah. And he'd be like, hey, Tyler, I'm like your fourth cousin, whatever. I heard that you have a Super Nintendo. Do you have Breath of Fire? No, I don't. Oh.
Shit.
Okay, and then you'd have to get
your mom's MasterCard and all the games hints.
Yeah, your mom's fourth boyfriend of the month, and all of a sudden he knows how to play the game. And you're like, you've played this game? Yeah. And I'm like, I need the route. Where's the route? And then he would tell you, oh, it's by that weird spot on the dumb. Well, I used the guide. I'm sorry, I had to use the guide. My mom doesn't date anymore, so I have to use the guide.
Cheater.
Not anymore. Was.
You was.
Oh, I now currently cheat. I thought you were talking about my mom.
Okay, so then I don't know where we're at.
Anyway, you go find Tina. You go make the tonic out of the...
Why are we calling her Tina?
Because that's her name.
Nina.
Fuck.
You've been calling her Tina the whole time. The last 30 times.
Yeah,
I thought that you must have named her Tina.
No.
And I figured we got
She was Jen, but whatever.
So I named my main character Kak, right?
Right, yep.
And I wrote in here because when we talk to her and she comes to, she says, "Why are you staring at me, Kak?" I got a bit of a laugh out of that.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
The next thing I have in my notes is I got a trirang.
Oh, yes, the trirang. You got that?
I got that.
Oh, right. Sorry. She comes to, and now you can fly. You get your airship.
That's right.
You get your airship of the game. And then that goes into trirang. Sorry.
And that's where the fun began for me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Once
for me
you
too.
got that, like, that was actually fun to be able to fly over this entire area, no encounters. And all of a sudden, yeah, you'd see an island. You'd see a little area that you couldn't get to unless you would fly there, right? So I appreciated that. That was a lot of fun. And then yeah, all of a sudden I got this trirang because it was in some rubble of a castle or whatever it was.
Yeah, it brought my attack power from 158 to 248.
Yep.
So 90 attack power, which is wild. And then you could get the dragon shield and dragon helm. I just put on their Kak win.
Kak does
he
win.
win. Like that was just insane. And then I guess that's when you can get Agri.
Yes.
There's another dragon shrine.
Yeah.
Two of them you go to that.
Well, there's the one that you go to after the one that you can walk to. It's right by actually those towers. It was like a castle on an island.
That's
by a
the
waterfall.
third one or the second one?
That's the third one.
I found the third one. But I could not do it because I didn't have the second one.
Ah.
I didn't know where the second one was, so I didn't get any.
Yep. Then after that, you go back to where the water jar was, where you got the sacred water for the water jar. That one cave for like the town of zombies or whatever, and you get that cleansing water.
Okay.
You go in that one, and if you go all the way back, there happens just to be some steps down into the water. You go down those steps, you go down a few more steps, and you go into a cave underwater, and you get the best thing for free there. And that's where you get his final Agri or whatever.
You'd still have to do a fight, right? Or is it free?
That
Oh,
one
it was free.
completely free. And you get your final dragon upgrade there. And once you get that, boss battles are trivial.
Really?
There is no reason. So here, this is
I
what
almost want to explain. You want to explain it?
I want to explain it.
Okay, go ahead.
So basically, instead of just turning Dragon Boy into something, all characters.
No!
It's a fuse.
It's a fuse
for your
of
main character.
all characters.
All of them.
And they
Come
turn
on.
into this massive. And when you turn into it, it actually shows a picture of like him like transformed. And then it's all characters. You have one unit who has 9's health and 9's attack.
Yeah, like that shows up on the screen when you morph.
What? That looks amazing.
Also, you see this big dragon show up on the screen, and then he's massive.
Like it's about the same size as like a boss.
Get out of here. Oh,
And then
man.
so
I gotta look that up. That sounds
so
awesome.
It was
for
cool.
so for endgame, it was click auto battle, 9 times speed, beat the boss. That's it. No healing.
We'll get to
nothing.
that yet. We'll get to that yet. But yeah.
Yeah, basically, so that's where you get that. And that's his final ultimate form that you just use at the end to just basically make it easy, like whatever. To make it doable is kind of what my guide said, but for me it was to make it trivial.
He would transform only in battle though.
Yeah.
So you can't fuse outside of battle.
Yeah.
So you still have to have the 60 AP or whatever it was to morph into that.
Yeah.
But his attacks do 9s to everything on screen.
Yep.
All of them?
Every time.
Yep, every time.
9s.
Oh my goodness.
Like there's he
He
does
takes
his
like
slam.
no damage. He takes like,
Yeah, like 30.
16 or 30
Yeah.
damage.
The most I've ever gotten damaged was in like the last battle, and it was for like 150. But that was
Out of
super
9999.
rare.
Can you heal in that form?
Yes.
Yeah.
You just use.
Oh, come on.
So what you
So
do
you go
is
down to like 100
you go
health,
down
you
to
use a
100
melon?
health, or a cure.
Okay, I
Cures
use a
are
melon,
cheaper.
which would give me max
Yeah,
HP.
cures are cheaper and they max fill you right back up. So you go down to like whatever 200, 300, 100, and then just whoop, and then you just continue.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
But also at that one tower there where you could fly to,
Mm-hmm.
I forget, what was that tower again? It was that island in the north there. I forget.
Yeah.
But there was these M slimes. Did you fight any of those?
I never did, but I
Yeah.
know.
You did?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah?
That was the first when I first got there. I fought this M slime, and then it wasn't hard, and then it freaking ends. 10,000 XP and 10,000 gold.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit!
Yep.
So I ran around there forever for a little while, and
I didn't
you get all
even
this
bother,
blue garbage,
but-
whatever. No, I leveled there for a little bit.
That'd be
Which is an exact ripoff of like
the
Square's
Peninsula Power.
like it's the exact ripoff of Dragon Quest's golden slimes.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yep,
right?
it's exactly what I thought.
Or metal slimes.
Metal,
Yeah.
metal.
It's almost the same. Well, not really, because metal slimes only took like 1 damage. But like, yeah, these things were easy. They didn't run away. And yeah, I fought a couple of them, but I'm like, I want this to be as hard as I can.
I never saw one because
never
I
saw
was
one.
there and then I was gone, and I knew that it existed, but I'm like, I'm not doing any leveling. I'm not even touching
Oh
them.
man, it was the first. If I wouldn't have got it the first time I was there, I wouldn't have spent any time there. Because you can't go into that tower at first,
Nope.
right? When you're, and then
Yep.
I got the thing, put it on, and then I was waiting to do something. I just looked around a little bit, and then I got that thing, and then I stayed there for probably 20 minutes.
So yeah, they're agony. That's what would show up on the screen.
What?
Yeah.
That looks sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Super
very
cool.
cool.
That was like probably one of the coolest sprites in the game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
But remember the D Hurt, the song in a bottle?
Yeah. So
Oh.
so at this point, we just went on. Basically, you get your bird. You just go find everything at this point. You
Mhm.
go, you open up, you dig everywhere, you find everything you can. It's just that point of the game
End game.
where, yeah, you are uninhibited and you can just do whatever you want, go wherever you need, do whatever you please.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. For me, it's my favorite part of the game.
Mhm.
I love doing that in every game. Final Fantasy VI, get your airship, go wherever you want. You know, any of them.
Yeah.
There's always the airship point, and he's usually 3/4 of the way through the game. You get your airship, boom, done. Everything's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at this point, everything just, you get all the best shit, and then it's just working through plot then any time after. So you get, your fantastic, amazing time, big time charging
Yeah,
up.
this is where it said right by that tower up there to
Yeah.
fight these M slimes.
Oh, okay.
Big time charging up. That was the recommended. I was by far under
Okay,
that.
hold
Me
on.
too.
Oh, so Blue does level up really fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's at 41, where Bo's at 31. Or
Yeah.
Hero's at 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ox is only 28.
I
Karn
finished-
is 29.
I think I finished
Oh,
the game
yeah.
with Hero
Interesting.
being at level 30.
I think he was 24 on mine.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's because you didn't do so much fights, right?
Yeah.
But Blue, for me, was at level 40.
33 for me.
But okay, so one thing I also realized that recovery springs just say HP recovered.
But everything else is.
But it does recover your AP as well.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote that down because
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I also write down the Rudra and Agni transform is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what you want to go through here in chapter 10.
Like, there's not much. Basically, you're just going up and killing the big bad guy.
Well, yeah, remember the scan tower, the elevator?
Yeah, that took me a bit to find the right parts. But
Yeah, you had to get the elevator parts.
But
I had that right away.
Did you?
I talked to the wrong guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I talked to the wrong guy first.
Because you get that. It's that mysterious dude that was like outside the ostrich nest or whatever. The same looking thing. Yeah, because I saw him there. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, here's the parts. So,
what?
I'm like, the what?
Oh, he gave it to you early already, or as soon as you were flying around. Were you just flying around checking out stuff once you were able to fly?
Yeah, and then I think I went to a lot of different towns to get just to see what kind of armor and weapons they had, right? And then I noticed that guy was standing like in the corner with the trees kind of around him. So I talked to him. He's like, yeah, the pass.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah,
that's what it was.
The random cloak dude that's telling you how to get to Zog.
Yeah, because you need to get that.
You need to get the pass to be able to go into Scand.
That's right. You need a pass to get in through the guards.
And there's that random dude
I got by pure luck. That I had that.
Wow.
They're like, you need a pass to get here. I'm like, oh, I don't have that. And then they're like, oh, okay, you have it. And then they let me in. Like, oh, man. Oh, the pass. Freaking.
The guy just kept like helping you, telling you how to get there, what you need to do. He held your hand so much. He was like your parent for a little bit there.
Oh, totally.
And whatever, you get the parts. You go up the tower, which I skipped all the way through.
Yeah. That was a long...
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes,
that's where fast forward was nice.
Oh, yes, and even then it was too slow.
It was. Yep. Oh man, like you go take a shit and come back, and then you're still in the elevator.
Make a sandwich.
Yeah,
but then
put the barbecue on.
Exactly, get some smoke.
Oh man,
we need to do that again.
You didn't really ever invite me when you were running your smoker.
No.
I'm a little bit upset about that.
Let's do it this summer.
I remember hearing
that's how it was last summer. We're going to do it this summer.
Well, we'll do it more this summer.
Oh, yeah,
of course we will.
Oh, better.
Really good smoker.
But then...
really good smoker.
What's wrong with these guys?
Oh, man.
Wherever you get to the top of the tower, the guy says, no, don't go through here. Get the song in the bottle.
Yeah.
So then you go back to Tasty Town.
Tunneling?
Sing along musical time. And Joey gets disturbed. Joey is
that's your main character.
Yeah. Ryu gets greatly disturbed by the song that she sings. And then you check. Oh shit, he's at 1 HP.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. He got wrecked.
Yep. Because it hurts dragons, that song, right? So I used it at the worst point in that fight. But yeah, basically you go, you get sing shit, you run up his tower, which is super easy, super simple.
Yeah.
I can see why the battles would be hard. These pinchy guys have always given me trouble all the way through. So I would have to manually do those fights, even at this point, just because those suckers were tanks.
So yeah, in this tower, I had encounters on at this point, massively underleveled.
Yeah.
And with these guys, I couldn't kill them.
Yeah.
The crab guys, but I ended up running away.
Yeah,
because they gave so little reward.
Well, and they petrify right away. So, and then they deflect. I think they did too, right away. But I can usually kill them before they would get a hit off.
Well, that's good. And whatever, this is a pretty trivial area. Like, it's pretty straightforward. You just run along the corridors, and it leads you to where you need to go. Almost too easy.
Yeah,
to get through. Like, there was no crazy, gimmick or anything like that. It was just very straightforward, which is refreshing considering the last two dungeons were very mechanic heavy.
They're very confusing.
Yeah, and it just required a lot more mental work. This one, super nice, super simple. You find your way to Zog Boy, and
at Zog,
final boss battle.
I wiped to him the first time.
Really?
I actually died. Yeah. And I wrote down the crabs were hard. I ran away from the crabs. So Nina's group heal is only 37, which kind of sucked. I think that's why I was kind of wiping. But
yeah, she never got that.
So and then did I die to him twice? I know I died to him once, but I was gonna go charge up on those M slimes. I was going to leave. I think I died twice.
Okay.
So then I just after the first time, whatever, I save stated. I tried him again. I died, so I loaded my save state again. And then I'm like, you know what? I was gonna go charge up or grind. I'm like, forget it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in there and try Agni, right?
Oh,
Because I wasn't using him.
of course.
And it was just
Cake.
it was so easy.
It was cake. It was cake.
It was easy. Like underleveled.
Yeah.
Completely underleveled.
So
But it didn't matter because you were 999 health, 999 damage. I don't know what armor and stuff like gets translated to your dragon form.
nothing.
But
I don't think anything gets translated to
that's
that.
so dumb.
Yeah.
That's so dumb because it's like, oh, here, just get this ultimate dragon and all the gear and everything you have doesn't matter. Oh, you just maxed out.
Yeah.
You take no damage and you deal massive damage.
Yeah, then you just deal, bend Zog over and fuck him in the ass. It's
So what was he hitting you for?
I don't
30.
remember. I should look. I have it recorded.
30.
yeah, 30.
Oh,
He's doing very little.
He was doing 30.
Very, very
Yeah.
little.
So at this point you have your little bottle. When did you guys use your dragon killing bottle?
I don't know what you're
The
talking.
song in the bottle?
I don't know if I used it.
Okay. Did you use it?
I also did not use
I
it.
didn't use it.
So that you're supposed to use it for this boss.
Really?
Because it hurts him. Right? I don't know when you're supposed to use it. When I used it, it backfired pretty hard on me. But I think you're supposed to use it for his first form before his second wind. You use it, sends him straight to his second wind.
Did you use it when you're?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Did you use it when you were in dragon form and it hurt you?
So
Go ahead.
I had gone to second wind and I'm like, I have this song. Maybe if I use it, it just takes out his second wind instantly. 0 damage to him, all the damage to me in my dragon form, and he killed me. But here's the thing.
You
The
loser.
only guy to use it and he died.
But I didn't wipe. Because it's only when you die in that dragon form, only Ryu is knocked out. Even though everyone is all part of it, only he gets knocked out.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
So all I did was renew, heal, right back in. And
No way.
then all I
Come
did was
on.
That's so cheap.
and then all I did was auto battle, speed.
Oh my god.
And it was just like all I had to do was watch my health bar do this, and then stop when it's about here, heal back up. I only had to heal once, and then he was dead.
Oh, even that gets me irritated.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing, when I'm using a guide, I do not use it for bosses at all.
Nice.
I never do.
You never. Really
I never
need to.
do. In any RPG, I've played through Final Fantasy 1 through 9 or whatever. I never, ever, ever, ever use a guide for bosses ever.
You didn't need one for this one anyway.
Then that's dumb. To me, that's just
You're trivializing the hard part. Of the
I
game.
don't even want to know what I'm fighting. I want that all to be a surprise. Yeah.
And that's how I am for the entire game. I
That's
don't
wild.
want to know what's next at all.
I usually don't want to know what's next, but if I'm I want to get through where I'm at at any given point of time. Yeah. I guess so. We beat his ass.
So you beat Zog's ass.
Did you think the game was over at that point?
I sure as shit did.
I thought that was the end,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. We weren't in chapter 11 yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I saw there are things in chapter 11 that have to be gameplay.
Yeah.
See, and the only reason, because I'm not playing it with the guide, I don't know when the chapter begins or ends or whatever. So I thought that was it. I thought that was the end of the game.
And thinking back on it, we never saw anything about Jade until like chapter 6 when you had that little thing where they kind of had a disagreement, and then you never saw anything more of him until after you kill Zog.
And Jade is a guy.
And Jade is a dude.
I was saying in the first one it was a chick, but it's definitely
It's
a
a
guy.
guy.
Every Jade I've met has been a girl.
Me too.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So-
every emerald.
So basically, then he is guess what? I think not. Oh, no. You kill Zog, you drop down into a little pit, and it's your sister,
Sarah.
You're like, yay, we're all back together again.
And I thought the game was over. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you saved me.
babe.
And then she's like, we need to destroy the keys. Give me your keys. You give her the keys, and then all of a sudden, haha, I think not, bitch.
Yeah, and I wrote this down. And I want to show you exactly what I wrote down when she takes the keys.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You did too? She says that was so easy.
So easy. Now, I guess if anybody's ever going to listen to this, the so easy part was my son, who's 5, was playing my Nintendo Classic. and I let him, I hacked it, so I have all the games on there. So he just plays kind of whatever he wants. And then it's interesting to me to see which games stick that he wants to keep playing and which games he doesn't care for. So whatever, he stumbles on Ninja Gaiden and he's playing it. And I just start laughing because I know that's one of the hardest games on the thing, right? It's a really hard game. And so I asked him, I'm like, hey, like how's it going? He's like, Dad, this game is so easy. Like, what? What are you talking about? So easy.
One of the hardest games.
The hardest game. The guy can't even make it through stage 1, but it's so easy. So then the next time he was playing with it, I think I took a video and I sent it to you. And he's on there. Like, it's so easy. So now when she says it's so easy, it makes me laugh because I just picture my son yelling that it's
from Ninja Gaiden.
Oh man,
that sounds so like you though too. It's so easy, the hardest thing on the planet.
Kid is like his dad, a born bullshitter.
Yeah, exactly.
So easy.
He's probably just bullshitting.
Not even that it's easy. It's so easy.
So yeah, then Sarah takes her keys and then continue on.
Yeah, so apparently Jade has her on some kind of mind control
Were you
spell.
nervous about that? Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but were you nervous when giving all the keys over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was too.
You felt that too?
Yeah, I was like, why is this
This isn't right.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Why is she asking for the keys?
All right, your alarm bells went off. That's all I wanted to know, because they went off for me.
Yeah.
So
at least then they made that feel, or at least they put the feeling in that.
Yeah.
like that was good writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good little twist. It was a good little twist.
if we all felt the same, then yeah.
Then they did their
it
job
was
right.
done well.
Yeah.
And then you know, he gets all the keys and he's like, I shall summon Tyr, the goddess that was sealed away. You have to run to Agua, which I'm not sure if you guys had done any exploration there after you were done it, but I had found this goddess area before.
Really?
Yeah, I had found it and I looked through it and I'm like, oh, this is endgame, because I saw all the pillars that where you usually put the keys in.
I think I was there too.
I saw all of them.
So.
I'm like, oh, this is endgame. Okay, this is where they summon.
Because you couldn't really do anything
No.
there.
Were there still encounters in there?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Not that you would know.
Just in the dungeons I had it on. But...
not in like the little tower area, but like all the way up through the tower, like to get to the goddess temple or whatever. Yeah.
Such a disappointing boss, though.
And then you fight your sister as you go through and completely murder your sister. Literally.
Yeah.
You kill her. And she's like, thank you for freeing me, but I must go. Don't feel guilty.
I feel so bad. My
And
tummy
then,
hurts.
Instead of dying like everyone else does, where they flicker and just disappear, she fucking floats off
To heaven.
into heaven or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, interesting.
So what was that part there with the old woman, the old man, when you were playing Messenger Boy? Remember that?
Oh, I forgot about that.
You were going north,
my
south, north,
word.
south.
Yeah,
north,
to get
south.
the drill to get into the area to
Who's the claw? The M claw?
The M claw, yeah.
no,
They learned.
The I claw?
Yeah, I claw.
Was
Whatever claw was.
Yeah.
Oh, that was dumb.
Yeah, you play like pen pals.
Yeah, back and forth.
Thank God, at
back
least they
and
were
forth.
directly north and directly south of each
Yeah.
other, so it was quick to go.
Yeah, with no encounters because you're flying
Yeah.
the whole time. Yeah, that was stupid.
That was stupid.
Yeah, you
Well,
had to go.
can't drill through the floor. And then when I got the drill, I'm like, okay, or the claw. I'm like,
Yeah.
sweet. Now he's got an awesome weapon. Oh, this weapon can only be used one time.
Great,
What?
awesome.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Yeah, you did all this work for a one-time deal.
Yeah. So basically, you drill in.
Where did you drill into? Was that Tyr's
that's
Tower?
obelisk.
Oh, okay. So did we talk about Tyr's Tower? I guess we didn't
well,
too
Tyr's
much.
Tower
That's where we fought Sarah, right?
is where we fight Sarah. Yeah, we fight Sarah in there. So she's a dragon too, obviously, because It's where the dragon
that's the
clan.
sprite of the.
Yeah.
Oh man, that looks
And it's
sick.
all
It's
gold.
C9s. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Oh man.
So you fight your sister after working your way through this dungeon. You kill her.
It's like freaking Pokemon right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she floats towards the sky. And you continue on to fight, I guess, his next henchman or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah, when are
you
we
make
going
it
to Obelisk?
But you made it to the guy. You're in Obelisk right now.
Oh, we are? Okay.
You had to drill into it, right?
Yes.
So now he's like, "You're too late. I am all powerful," is exactly what his words were. Oh.
In Obelisk, what I thought was cool was, remember that, what is it, Goda? Remember that golem-looking dude?
Yep. And you fight him.
When he right here, where he like breaks through the wall.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was very cool. I like that a
yeah.
lot. And he breaks the wall, which is your passage.
And I like it how the doorway is still him shaped. It's not like just a normal door after. It's dude shaped.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Which was cool. So this big golem guy comes out the door. You have to kill him.
Basically,
and that's
whatever.
with the floating platforms there.
Tyr just summons the goddess, the goddess shrine, basically, and that is where, that's where you found the tri-ring, and you get automatically warped there at least. So that part made it a little nice.
Oh, I loved it. Every time the game would automatically take you to where you needed
it's
to
the
go.
best.
Oh yeah,
That's the best.
So nice.
You have to traverse floating things. It's easy.
It's not bad.
super
It's actually
simple.
really cool.
Yeah, I like it how you're not exactly sure where you're going, so you kind of have to find your way, because my guy didn't tell me how to do it. So that was kind of nice.
So you fight Jade, which is like a freaking what is that?
Yeah, what is that?
A sea creature ball?
It was so weird. Like, his sprite is just this dude, and then all of a sudden now he's some amalgamation octopus thing.
Which was that soldier sprite? Was that Jade every time? Did
that
we
wasn't
fight Jade?
No.
Because we always fought a soldier
was
that turned
General.
into some weird, like a crab, or turned into something.
Yeah, it was
a general. Oh, okay.
General. His name was General. And then it was little
a good
brother,
name.
who was also
It's a really
General.
good name.
It's a really good name.
It's a generally nice name.
So whatever, you fight Jade, and you just use your big form.
No,
and just
no, you
auto
don't.
battle.
How did you fight it, Jade?
Man, it's kind of dumb, but every boss fight that I did from basically chapter 5 on was exactly the same. I do Thunder Dragon for my main dude,
Yeah.
and then I had Fuse with Karn and Bo and the fish guy, and Ox was just hitting. So then Nina would cast Fort X on everybody at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then she would do attack up on
Karn.
Ox.
Oh,
and,
Ox. Yeah.
yeah, Ox and Karn.
Yeah.
Because attack up does nothing on your
Dragon.
main guy.
Yeah.
And that's just what I did. And then I just used her to heal everybody the entire time. And that's what I used right to the end.
That would have been a far more fun way, even though it was the same.
Yeah.
Before I had that dragon, it was pretty much that.
That's how
I
I
would
do
use
it too.
Fort X on everyone.
Yep.
I'd use attack up on Karn.
Yep.
And then I would start to use luck up on Karn.
Me
just
too.
because
Higher criticals.
I was always using the sorceress instead of Ox.
Yeah.
Some of us were saving that AP for heals. So we couldn't afford to use luck up. Like some of you guys.
Mm-hmm. You see, I actually would lose all of my MP by using the attack ups and luck ups and stuff. I very rarely actually had heal, because cures work. Cures work just fine too.
Some of us healed a whole lot.
I used a lot of heals. Before I had that dragon, I healed all the time. But I was able to get Fort X out, attack up, and luck up before I usually needed to heal.
Yeah.
Because Karn would take so little damage, and Thunder Dragon, because Karn had so much HP, and Thunder Dragon had what? He didn't take much damage either.
He's also in the back row.
He's also in the back row.
That helps. Mine was.
That's
not.
right. My guys were all in the back row.
Mine would
except
get
for Karn.
slapped just as hard as Ryu would, because he was always in the front row.
Yeah, they were all in the front row.
All of them.
Well, no, not Nina. She was in the back.
Yeah, that must have made it easier for me. There was something. Damage did not seem reduced, but I could be getting that wrong.
No, I think it was.
So whatever, you just skip through that. You just set auto battle and just go through it. You beat him, and then Tyr. He's like,
battle.
you killed me. Oh no, but doesn't matter. Goddess is here anyway. So then
you go and you find a crying lady.
That's right.
And you hit her once, basically, and she stops fighting you.
Yeah.
And then
she doesn't do any damage.
No.
She just sits there and cries, "Why are you hitting me?"
And then she gets angry and turns into this crazy, weird
alien
snake. Like, it made me think straight up like alien.
Yeah, same.
She has the same like tongue bitey thing and everything.
What?
Was it like that? Her mouth would open and something would come out?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
Shane never saw this.
What are you confused about?
I never fought this thing.
That makes sense. Because you have to have the final dragon.
That's what I was talking about before.
You never fought that?
I never fought this.
So then what happened?
I just fought this bullshit chick that kept zapping me with lightning all the damn time.
And then...
That's it.
And that was it. And then it's like, yeah, congratulations.
We fought and this bitch, like, it was actually relatively difficult. I had to heal multiple times. Like, according to my guide, it said it takes 40 to 60 hits of nines to kill her.
Oh, it was a massive amount.
It took so fucking long.
I never fought this thing.
Oh, so then you did it the easy route.
Sure. But yeah, it was just, and I was thinking afterwards, like, that was the final boss, this stupid chick with the glowy orb over her, and that's the end of this game. Breath of Fire. It's just this glowy chick. I did not. That looks way cooler.
Oh, it was actually a very cool.
Because was it Sarah that was talking to you?
Yeah,
saying morph into Agni, it'll bring out her final form.
Yeah,
that I didn't get.
And then I would morph, and then I hit her, and then she came out, and then it was this.
And then it was this.
That is weird. That's actually dumb that you didn't get her.
Huh.
That's just weird because you shouldn't have been able to even, because Sarah tells you that you need Agni before the battle even starts.
I didn't even see that. I just automatically use Agni because I figured I needed to, right? So then I triggered that without even knowing I was supposed to do that. It was just rote because why would I do a final battle without my best attacker?
I thought maybe you wouldn't have been able to enter the obelisk, or maybe you would have got to the end and not have been able to even initiate the battle.
Yeah.
Or because...
No, I fought that thing.
And that was it. That is so... I wonder if your ending was different. What? I don't even remember the ending.
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you just got it a half hour ago.
Basically, whatever. You finally finish and kill Tyr. You all fall down. And you're picked up by like the dragon or the bird people, right?
Yeah.
And they bring you back to their town or whatever, and you talk to Sarah, your dead sister.
Your dead sister.
Yeah, and she's like, "Good job. Don't miss me. Whatever, blah, 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 don't feel bad."
Boo-hoo.
She goes away, and then you get a nice little montage of them running around the world and going back home.
Oh, that I didn't get.
No. Okay. Yeah, you get you have them like, "Hey, well, we're not going to go home yet until, everything is, we check up on everyone and we make sure that the world is, rebuilt before we go back." So then it's the little montage of them all going to the different towns and them going back home. Like, Karn goes back to Bleak, and everyone goes back to their own towns that you originally got them from. And then the end is Ryu literally walking into the sunset.
Really?
Literally.
I don't even know if I got that.
Literally, he's walking into the sunset.
Oh, I didn't get that.
And he's walking, it shows his sister's face in the sun in that like
yes,
anime,
that I saw.
In that like anime face.
I did get that. Also, her face is there.
Yep. Yeah, literally. That's pretty much exactly what her face looked like.
Oh,
it was
man,
awful.
that sounds like a much better ending.
Yeah.
And then credits roll, you hit the Breath of Fire end, and you have to close the game after that.
Well, I could show you the ending. Well, I guess you could look on YouTube as well. But
yeah, for me, I fell down to a town and they talked about, we should make sure the rest of the world is good, basically, and that was it.
Oh,
I didn't get no fancy sunset.
Wow, that would be disappointing. You just beat on an innocent girl. Congratulations, the end.
I mean, that was rewarding in its own way.
That's fair. Okay.
Let out some tension.
But that's all. Yeah, that's disappointing.
Interesting.
Damn.
That's wild.
I can't believe that you got to fight that thing.
And then my guide
It's
said,
like this whole time I thought that was the final boss. I'm like, this is
underwhelming.
Just that girl in
so
the freaking
underwhelming.
in the dress floating around.
So underwhelming.
that would have been
Oh,
underwhelming.
I can't believe it.
That's funny. As soon as you saw that tear, you were like scrolling around.
Yeah,
Like,
because
what
I
is going
was
on?
like,
what's going on?
what is this thing? Oh my goodness. I
My
can't believe it.
my
I
guide.
mean, that's kind of cool that there's 2 different endings.
Yeah, I guess there was. I'm curious what yours is now.
That's
I
probably
just-
ours, but cut up.
Yeah, maybe.
I missed the second dragon thing, wherever that was.
Fourth. It was the fourth dragon
The
thing.
4th one.
Yeah, you have to go through 4.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Okay,
go
well,
4.
then I missed them all. Whatever. I got the first one.
My guide at the end said, "Congratulations on beating an extremely hard game," and I was just like, "Fuck you."
I mean, like, okay,
Trying to make
I
me feel
did.
good for this shit.
I did
Come
have
on.
a hard time with the little girl over there, because she would hit everybody at certain times. Almost every hit she would do was 100 on each character.
Oh,
my
really?
goodness.
So that was tough, and I was running out of AP. I was running out of healing materials because like that hits hard.
Was she the toughest thing you fought?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
For
Well,
sure.
okay.
for sure. So in that way, it was good. I didn't know, because it was just such little damage I was doing to her, and I didn't know how long I was going to run out. I was down to using my M drops. And I think I had 2 or 3 left. So I could have gone a little bit more, but those M drops weren't giving me the AP. I actually had Nina killed purposely so I could renew her, because then all her AP comes back.
Oh, nice.
That's smart.
So I did that a couple times to make sure that, okay, now I can heal everybody again. But that fight took me a while.
Wow. Yeah, with Tyr, like the freaking alien dude, I morphed into Agni.
Yep.
And then I was doing it manually, and I got to a point where I'm like, I put it on auto battle and fast forward until his HP got to around like under 200 or something.
Me
and
too.
then I used a melon.
Okay.
I had like 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't stack.
Yeah.
There's just in your inventory. 1 melon would give you all the way back to 100% HP. And then auto battle, and then fast forward down to 200 melon.
And me too.
I'm just like,
This is dumb.
oh, this is too easy. But like, should they have made that dragon so powerful? Like, I was under leveled, like big time.
I think they want, like, you got to be rewarded for trying to find everything, right? So I can see how that's the reward for doing it.
That was my levels before the end boss.
I totally didn't even. I was
Damn.
upset. I was upset I couldn't go back and reload a save.
30. Wow, you were underleveled. Holy shit.
No kidding. I was way more than that.
And I had my game genie off in the dungeons, so I was fighting everything. I wasn't using M drops either, or I mean, what did they call it? Marbles. I wasn't using marbles, and it was no problem. I mean, the monsters were easy at this level.
Wow.
Karn had his super form.
Yeah, and
But
that
I mean,
triggered a lot of things, too.
but that boomerang was still insane.
Yeah.
What was that called again? The
Tri-Rang?
The tri-rang
That
was
thing was great.
dumb.
Yeah, that was.
So
engine
it was
weapon.
easy anyway.
Yeah.
It was not hard. Yeah.
How much money did you end up with?
Man, I didn't need anything. When
Yeah,
I turned
no.
encounters off,
Yeah.
I'm like, am I gonna be broke? I didn't need to spend a dime.
How much?
Really?
How much did you?
I don't know, 250,000 maybe I had. Was it close to it by the end?
I had just over 500,000.
I had
Wow.
I had around 350.
Really?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, well, if I'm gonna have encounters off, should I like if I'm and I'm not buying the marbles, should I should I just like deposit like 50K or something? Like whatever, I'll just
I
leave
used to
it.
deposit
But I didn't
once.
even need the money.
Yeah.
I didn't need money for anything. And I was even thinking my inventory. Well, if I'm using that many marbles, well, maybe I should stack up my inventory, like give myself some sort of a hindrance for the cheat. But I wouldn't have run out of room. It was easy. It was an easy game.
Yeah. I agree. Even if I didn't use a guide, it would have been an easy game. It would just been some parts would have been a little frustrating just because of traversal. Otherwise, fighting would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, the hardest part of the game for me was probably the first dungeon.
Yes.
Either the first dungeon or that last boss. But I actually died. I didn't die at that last boss, so I died more at that first dungeon. So I think it's a really hard beginning. But after that, I mean, it's different. Now that we've played enough of these RPGs, you understand everything a lot more. Because they're all kind of similar, right? So you all kind of understand what to do. But if this is the first one you would play, heck yeah, I could see this being a hard game, for sure.
Or for someone who doesn't play RPGs like often, like someone who's just picking up an RPG after maybe not playing one for years on end, who never had a really big interest, they just were like, hey, I should try this game. Yeah, I can see it being.
I don't think they would have finished it.
No way. There's just enough.
It's too confusing.
Just enough bullshit.
Yeah.
Just enough Capcom bullshit. I felt the arcade coins sometimes.
So after playing this game, I'm actually looking forward to playing something that maybe isn't quite so bullshitty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So you want something good.
It's making me appreciate newer, just newer maybe, or something, or maybe not such bullshit. Because I've played, what was it, a year ago? I played through Crystalis on the NES. It's a freaking awesome game, and it's older than this, so maybe it's not an age thing. Like, it almost makes me excited to try Breath of Fire 2 because I know it's newer.
Yeah, and it's apparently better.
Yeah,
and harder.
Or we jump to Breath of Fire 3.
That would be good too.
Even better.
New hardware.
I agree. It would be even better because it's like, I don't know if they have, because Breath of Fire 2 came out, what, a year after Breath of Fire 1? So it's like, is it like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas? Like, is it the same engine? It probably is. There probably isn't a whole lot of like new shit in Breath of Fire 2. But Breath of Fire 3 will bring a lot of new shit to the table, I would assume.
Yeah, that's my problem. I really want to play Breath of Fire 3, but I really don't want to play Breath of Fire 2.
I can see that, yeah.
But I feel bad playing Breath of Fire 3 without playing Breath of Fire 2. But I don't know if I want to play Breath of Fire 2.
Are they even connected? I don't even know if they're connected.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a Final Fantasy thing or...
I don't know.
When's the last time we had a Breath of Fire game?
Since 4.
I think
really? That's the last time?
No, I saw...
Is there a new one?
I thought it went to 6.
No. No, it didn't.
I'm going to take a look quickly.
I thought it was only...
I mean, unless if it was on DS or something. But
that could be. Breath of Fire 6, latest release.
When?
2016.
Oh, my word.
On what?
Windows and Android. Ugh.
Oh, it's one of those.
iOS?
No. What about 5?
Oh, okay. It's called Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter on PS2.
Okay.
Yeah. Dragon Quarter. But whatever. We still need to think about what we're going to play
next. We're going to play next.
I was going to nominate Eek the Cat.
Oh.
On Super Nintendo.
We played a bit of that.
Oh, that was bad.
That's trash.
Oh, that was... I don't know why we played that, but that was so bad.
I think we just saw something and just threw it on.
Yeah, because the name sounds stupid. Eek the Cat.
That was a show, wasn't it?
I
thought it was a
Sounds
TV
like an
show.
Animaniacs thing.
It was terrible.
But final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I was thinking hard on this. It's like, if I would rate this between 1 and 10, I thought I was like going around a 6. But if I would rank it out of 5, I'm thinking 2 or 2.5. So then I would give it, I'd probably give it a 4 or 5 out of 10. I would give it probably a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know, something like that. How about you, Shane? Or
I'd throw it at a 7. It was enjoyable. I would feel interested in playing it a second time. Not now, but if it was back then, because, well, for one, I realized I missed the entire ending.
7?
Shit! Did I do that again?
Yep.
Oh, I was wondering why you're snickering over there.
7 years.
Oh, man.
Trainer of dolphins.
Why does that come up every time with you? Every time.
He says 7 all the time.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't
know why. I think of it every time.
Why
do I think of it every time?
Of all the things for you to remember, it's that. Every time, and you never miss it. And I don't even think about it.
So keep going.
No, I'm lost now.
You would have given it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Because
7 out of 10. That's what I give it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I want you to keep talking,
You do feel
please.
like there's a replayable factor there?
Yeah, especially now that I realize, like, if somebody would have told me about the last boss being this massive-ass dragon dude, I probably would have played it again.
Yeah.
And then I probably would have spent more time looking around, flying around the whole world and stuff, seeing what else there was. Using a guide would have been better the second time around. Like, opening up those steel door things into the caves or whatever. Like, that sounds cool as shit. Not bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's a pretty... For being as short as it is, there's a lot of stuff going on. Not story-wise, but just different things to get, places to go. It's a really cute game.
I agree. I think if I play it again, I wouldn't get all the dragons, or I would have encounters off the whole time.
Okay.
Something to make it harder.
I liked it. It was... I'm talking loud.
It's just not very clear.
I liked it. It was...
Sounds like ass.
It was fine. I liked a lot of the mechanics that it brought. I did appreciate how powerful that last dragon guy is, not because it makes the game trivial, but because it actually gives you some form of achievement, right? Lots of games, you'll work really hard and you'll try to get to a certain point and get all the good stuff, and you aren't really rewarded for that hard work and all the searching and that kind of thing, albeit using a guide. It's not as awesome, but like if I'm thinking about if I found that, natively, that would have been awesome. I would have felt really good because this thing is like, wow, this is super easy. And then, you would have to use it. It's not forced upon you. It's a choice. So that part was pretty cool. And I did appreciate that. Story, dog shit. Pretty derivative. It stole a lot of things from just about everything else. But it was just enough to kind of just continue on. Game definitely didn't hold your hand.
No.
There was, if you didn't know where to go, you didn't know where to go. You had no hints, nothing. So that part made the game more difficult, especially if you're not using a guide. All in all, I feel like it's a solid 6. Somewhere's around there. It's not like, awesome, top tier, solid, but it's also not completely dog shit. There's some parts about it that aren't great, but same thing for everything else. There's very few games that are 10 out of 10. I would probably never give any game 10 out of 10. There's always gonna be some shit. But I enjoyed it. I would, looking forward to playing a different one. Maybe something a little newer, something a little less tedium.
Even just like a year or two, like a year newer or something.
Yeah.
Like
anything like post Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
Suddenly things change. Right once you hit like the 95, everything after that suddenly shit.
We were talking to that in the previous podcast.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, you have Final Fantasy VII, you have, transformative works that change damn near the entire scope of RPGs, right?
Well, you had no limitation on the disc size or the cartridge size.
Yeah.
Now you could put whatever you want.
Exactly.
Cutscenes, you could put that in.
Yeah.
You could do anything.
Then, if there's anything missing, it's all on the developer, right? But I mean, you look at Final Fantasy VI and you look at Breath of Fire. I mean, Breath of Fire could have... I don't think space was an issue.
No.
In my opinion.
I feel like this game could have had a lot more in it, even like at the time, right? Like, I don't think that they had too much of a problem with cartridge space. For this one, it was probably more on the lines of it's their first one. They're not throwing everything, all their ideas into it necessarily, because... what if it's successful? We need something for the next game, right? Like you gotta future-proof yourself somehow. You can't throw your go balls deep in one game and be a one-hit wonder. That's not the whole. That's not a good business model.
It reminds me a lot of Legend of Dragoon, actually, because you had with Dragoon that was Sony of North America that did that game, trying to make a JRPG, and the story wasn't good.
No.
On that one. The gameplay was good. It was a little different that way, but that was basically it. And then this one's, whatever, it's about dragons too, right? But in a similar way, it was these guys making their first one. And then, I don't know, for me, I kind of felt some similarities there.
I definitely like the isometric view. As far as the capacity of the cartridge as well, I don't think that... I think they could have had more than 4 characters for names and 6 characters for items. But I looked at a screenshot of Breath of Fire 2 because I was getting kind of excited. Okay. What is it gonna... It's the same thing.
Same shit?
No!
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm like, ooh, I'm not ready to go to Breath of Fire 2.
Nope.
I saw that and I'm like, I'm not ready.
That sucks. That kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it shouldn't be that way. Like, it just should.
But you're just reusing assets at that point, I guess.
But,
so, yeah, I guess going forward, I like doing RPGs.
Yep.
I mean, that is my favorite. I think we can have a lot of discussion over RPGs.
Yeah.
Like if we're playing Earthworm Jim, right? It's like,
oh my goodness, there's not much to talk about.
Like we would have to play through the whole game. But yeah, like
even then it's like a 7-hour game and there's not much to talk about.
It's a hard game, but yeah, it's like exactly like what do you talk about? Oh, remember that boss? Oh yeah, that was weird. And then when he was like, wahoo, yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I know, but it's like
there weren't even any bosses in Earthworm Jim.
There are in Earthworm Jim 2.
In 2, not 1.
No bosses?
Nope. You
no,
find your piece of the ship and you go to the next stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All of the enemies are basically the bosses. Anyway,
wow.
That's not the point. I agree. I think RPGs are a good medium.
I love
for
them.
this, and it's my personal preference, especially. So for me and you, it's great. I'm sure. I don't know, Shane. I think you just
I still really like RPGs for sure. I guess my concern is not that I'm going to get burnt out on them, but no, I still like it. Ever since I played, I don't know, I still really like them.
Yeah,
I think
I'm in for more for sure.
I think going forwards, like if we're gonna play an old game like Breath of Fire, I think we need to balance out, ages, because I personally would not want to play another game of the same era. I would want to play something a little newer and then kind of go back to something a little older.
I'm game with that.
100%. Because you can make comparisons too. Like if you go from something newer, a little bit more, streamlined, maybe a better story, some better quality of life things. Going back to something, it's okay because then it's a little bit more refreshing. You don't have these extra things, and it's a little bit more maybe difficult.
Well. So yeah, we haven't decided on a game. We'll think of one, and we're not going to decide on it right now. But any case, thank you for listening to the podcast where we talk about Breath of Fire on the Super Nintendo.
Every time it's Breath of Fire, we're playing it again.
Yeah, again. Breath of Fire, round 2.
Our thoughts.
Breath of Fire
round
podcast.
3.
P1 podcast.
Could you imagine? I would be down with all 6, but I don't think I would want to go back to 1 again.
I don't want to do them.
We're doing 1 over and over again.
Oh.
You ever hear that? There's a podcast of a guy that watched the movie either Grown Ups or Grown Ups 2. And he would watch it, do a podcast. Then he'd watch it again, do another podcast.
What?
And he watched it like 40 times or something like that.
Oh.
What a waste of your life.
Oh, man.
No kidding. Unique, though.
Yeah,
no one does that.
Oh, that sounds like shit.
I mean, I could do that on like Ace Ventura or something.
Yeah,
like that'd be funny.
Or like Lord of the Rings. I'll watch that over and over again.
Yeah.
Shane won't. We would.
Or Matrix.
Matrix.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You watched the 4th one yet?
No. Maybe we'll watch it tonight. Okay,
I might
do it seriously.
So we're the Haircast, and what are we again?
The most original podcast on the air.
Where we have hair.
Here to
I'm growing my
provide
hair
you tips,
it's getting there.
tricks.
I'm excited.
I used to have it way down.
All the latest tips, tricks.
Kai's is long. Yours is long too.
Yeah.
All the latest tips and tricks. Yeah. If you want to know, if you want to hear good journalism on old retro games, we're the source.
Yes, exactly. We're here to puncture your eardrums.
Puncture.
Yes.
Of pleasure.
I'm just stealing that.
All right, everyone.
Anyway.
Goodbye.
That sounds about as painful as when I realized that I did not fight the final boss.